it is time to install these wind deflectors. So just a heads up, I'm going to install one side first and then maybe record the second half. So if this seems spotty, if there's audio in places that maybe they weren't intended to be, that's why. I want to make sure that if I was to explain this in real time, I can give you all the tips and tricks that I learned from installing the first side. I will go ahead and find instructions. This is an official Subaru part. First thing to note, these are the different pins. So I got this row up here, and then I got the second row. So I'll figure out exactly where those go. And then down here is what is supposed to be insulation for, I believe, that front bit right there. But no, not that front bit, the back bit right here on the corner. But there is already insulation there. So I will see if I even need this additional insulation in the instructions. If I do, this only came with one additional square. Anyway, on to the install. Alrighty, first bit of progress. Those sealers. And I wiped it down with alcohol, so next we actually put the thing on there. Actually, no, I gotta do the clips. So this bit right here actually came off way easier than I thought it would. And now we gotta put the clips on the front section and the rear section, and then same for the rear door as well. Alright, so I look back at everything. The orientation is just like you see it right here. Again, this is a smaller one for the front. This is the one for the rear. Just gonna plop them on there. Smaller one, then the B, which there is 6 of. And they're shaped a certain way too. All right, there you got it. So now I'm gonna repeat for all the other ones, just like what I did here. Okay, just to show you where I'm at. So the way these are shaped on the actual attachment, there's only one way they can go on. So how they're angled and everything is pretty much set. So it should be pretty foolproof. And yeah, we should be ready to peel off the tape just a little bit in the corners. Why is this thing not focusing? And yeah, put this thing on there. Zero dramas with side one. It's on there pretty straight. Pretty straightforward. The only thing I was a little bit concerned about was this ceiling. So I'm gonna roll down the window. All right, so I was only concerned that there was a bend right there where the ceiling was supposed to go over, but I just got it as wrapped around that as I could. So you may notice a slight bulge on the ceiling right there. But I opened and closed the windows, no problem. Applied the heat gun. I do have a heat gun. Applied a little bit of heat to it, pressed it down. Everything seems really solid so far. They match up pretty closely too. Now this rear door is a bit higher than this door if you look at the actual door itself. So they're on there straight perfectly and all that stuff. Maybe the car settles in or something, I don't really know. But looks really good so far. All right, now for the other side. So, step one, open the door. And these things pull down super easily, but don't do the corners. Just like so. But yeah, don't do the corners. Next, get your alcohol ready and pour a bit on a paper towel or something. Take it over here and just wipe down these plastic edges right here, because this is where the visor will sit. Well, where it's going to adhere, so you want to make sure it's super clean and free of any oils or anything like that. And included in the kit were these insulators to hopefully help reduce any likelihood of water dripping onto the adhesive in any way. So I got those two. There's their location. And I'll be honest, I was a bit skeptical of doing this, but putting masking tape on the edges right there as you're peeling them back helps a ton once you're actually have it on the car and you're ready to pull it off so you can fully adhere it. All right, so I'm just focused on getting the clips in. Hopefully y'all can see this okay. Just pulled the insulation down from the window, and yeah, it's a little bit tricky just trying to get these clips to clip. There it goes. I just had it too high up. Pull down this insulation and do the same thing on the back. All right, we are in. I'm just going to line up these corners as best I can. You can probably hear the insulation going back in. Alright, insulation feels like it's in okay. Let's make sure it's tight. Now I'm going to go under and check it out. But from here... Ah, crap. Alright, I don't think we displaced anything. Okay. Make sure the back seal is good. Make sure the front's good. This front one, I feel like you can move it back a bit. And then check the back. Alright, it's starting to adhere a bit, so I think at this point I'm going to set this corner. Pull this tab. Oh yeah, it's on there good. Lower just a bit. Alright, setting that. Pull the other back corner. Try to line up a bit better. Alright, put pressure on there. Cool. Now for the big one. So, that corner I think it's set. So I'm just going to apply pressure as I'm pulling this thing relatively straight up. Uh-oh, the adhesive itself is giving me a bit of grief. And I don't know why. There it goes. Okay. Just had to play around with it a bit. So as I'm doing this, I'm just putting pressure, making sure everything is lined up nicely. Why is it curling? That's a little bit concerning. Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there in the middle and go from the other side because that side's being weird. All right, we're good here. Just try to establish that spot. Dude, please stop twisting on me. I don't know why it's twisting. The other side was so much easier. I don't know why this one is being weird. Make sure we got enough pressure there. Trying to do this really carefully because I don't want this to rip. The other side just zipped off. I don't know why this one's being weird. There we go. All right, put pressure on here. Make sure that's set. Come on. Oh, this is a bit stressful. Maybe it's like sticking already or something. I don't know. It's so hard to pull. All right, let's go up the other side again. Uh-oh. Okay, well now this side has to work. Just kind of letting it free itself. Giving it a wiggle, trying to be really safe with this. I'm really confused why this is happening. Well, we're almost there. We got about an inch left. Whew. Come on, right here. Nice. All right, make sure all that's set. And I will apply the heat gun to it. Then the last tab right here. All right, easy peasy, huh? All right, now for the heat gun. Amazon, paid about $11 for it. Whew. All right, that was a bit more stressful than it needed to be. The other stuff was so much easier. Let's film this too, because I want to show you how easy it's supposed to be. So this one, same thing. Gonna let down the insulation on the window itself. Make sure I'm going low enough this time. Just line some things up. All right, that part clipped in, no problem. For the front one. Come on. Yeah, gotta pull it a little bit. Pull the tab a bit. There it goes. All right, that's in. Now I'm gonna line up that corner where the insulation is, that little piece I put on there. Now that I got this relatively in a spot, let's go ahead and close the door, make sure I'm lined up. All right, so I'm gonna pull you over a bit. Okay, cool. Open the door for slightly better access. And start pulling on this tape. First bit zips off no problem, putting pressure on it. Next part on that same corner pulls off no problem at all. Again, putting pressure. And at this point I really should put the insulation back in, yeah. I almost skipped that step. All right, making sure. I realize I can kind of use my fingernail to make sure that insulation's over that hump that I was thinking about. And I think they're good. All right, now for the big piece. Taking the big piece, putting pressure, and lifting. This one comes off so much easier. This is how the other side was supposed to come off. I don't know what was going on with it. Just giving me a bit of grief. This is how we're supposed to do it. It's how it's supposed to be. Seamless. All right, pressure. Make sure things are lined up okay. I think that part got a little bit low, but it's fine. Pressure, heat. And y'all, just like that, we saved $200 minus the $10 it cost for that heat gun, so saved about $190 from letting Subaru do this. 190 bucks. All right, accessories on. Let's go ahead and close and see what happens. Barely budgeted at all. I don't even think it's... I'll check that seal, but I think we're good there. And for the back one, So I'll check those back seals. But I mean, I honestly think we're good because here's the, oh, that's the back one. Yeah, that one doesn't even move. What about the back one? It moves about the same amount as the other side. I think we're good. I think we're good. And just like that, we saved $190. So that's $200 saved from the install of Subaru doing it, plus any tax possibly. And that accounts for the heat gun that I purchased off Amazon for about $10. And I'm trying to make it so y'all can see it, but there's also Subaru branding on here. It's just really hard to get it in picture, to get it focused. But trust me, there it is, you can see it now. Subaru. There it is. Looks really good. If you made it this far, thanks for watching as always. Hope you learned a bit of something. And yeah, more soon.